So here's an uncommon story on my channel. We're going to take a look at some sports ball news coverage. Now, it's not from a sports channel, and we're not going to be covering the sports ball itself, mind you. We're just going to be looking at some numbers and how some stuff is covered, and we're going to be looking at disparity and why it actually exists and continues to exist and will likely exist into the future. In fact, this is kind of a battle of the sexes all over again, and it even features Don Lemon. Confused? So was I. Here we go. Now, it's hard to believe that I missed this. Don Lemon dropped some major truth bombs on his fellow Morning Zoo co-hosts. That's right. Now, I know that you're thinking, well, most people don't tune in to the new Morning Zoo over at CNN. Well, that's not actually true. Somewhere between 247,000 and 413,000 people tune in to watch Don Lemon and the ladies across the 3 hours of programming that they film. Now, this sets the show firmly in third place and performing as well as the previous program. I guess it really doesn't matter what you put on at that hour. There are going to be a lot of hospital, airport, and waiting room TVs that are going to be turned into CNN, and nobody is able to change them. So you're going to get those numbers. But regardless of any of that, and of course I throw a lot of shade at CNN for good reason, Don drew some heat from his lady co-hosts on Thursday, December 1st, for the stance that he took on men's soccer. You may or may not have missed this. It did get some limited coverage. I just missed it. You see, when the men's team advanced in the World Cup, they beat, I think, Iran. Yeah, they beat Iran. It was a big deal. They earned $13 million with that victory because they got to move on to the next stage. Well, actually, that's not quite true. They were slated to receive the $13 million, but for some reason, half of it is going to the women's team. Dawn took exception to this, and I think for very good reason. The purses, prize money, salaries for men's sports are higher because of their commercial success. None of these women's sports have the same kind of commercial success. In fact, let's take a look at this clip real quick of Dawn and the ladies. Here we go.
The men's team makes more money. If they make more money, then they should get more money.
Why does the men's team?
The men's team makes more money because because people are more interested in.
But guess who takes part of blame? I have a big issue with this, guys. WNBA, same thing's happening to them.
There's
until
also
media,
more interest in the
hold
NBA.
on. Until big media companies, big tech companies, advertisers invest and put them on their airwaves more and allow people and allow people to see it more and gain more fans, then you will push toward more equality. But if they are blocked in so many ways and not invested in as much, they don't even have a. I know you're not, but they don't even have a shot.
I grew up the only boy in a family of all women. I understand what you're saying, but not everybody, honestly, has the same skill. Not everybody has the same interest in the sport. I think the women should be paid more. I do. But if the men...
You're right that not everyone has the same skills because the women are better skilled.
Well, the women are better skilled against other women. But if the women played the men, they wouldn't be winning the way that they win.
Okay, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not even going to get into that argument.
I'm just saying, if the sport makes more money, that means there's more money available.
Why does it make more money?
Because people are more interested in it.
Because they see it.
When I go to a sports bar, guys, am I wrong? You guys don't want to say anything.
True.
When I go to a sports bar, if there is a women's basketball game on, I'm just being honest.
Which is on air less.
People will say,
literally
can you flip it to the guys? I
You
don't
see,
want to watch this.
in this exchange, Dawn is 100% right on it. He is factually correct. He's dropping a lot of truth and inconvenient truths. Let's take a quick look at the example that he cited. The NBA versus the WNBA. And that way we can use the same example. Did you know that the average attendance for the Las Vegas Aces this year, who were this year's champions, by the way, WNBA champions, was 5,300 people? That's it. 5,300. Demographically, Las Vegas has way more women. Well, way more is probably an over-exaggeration. They have about 51% to 49% women. They have 323,000 women in all. Ladies, I gotta ask you, why aren't you showing up for basketball in Las Vegas? Because believe me, it's on you. And it's even worse when you get to bigger metro areas, let's say Los Angeles, California. Now, population, or the female population in LA, is 2 million. It's a lot of people. The Los Angeles Sparks only averaged 5,600 attendees at their WNBA games. That's it. And it's not like there's a ton of games, and it's not like the tickets are expensive, but we'll get there in a minute. Ladies, where are you? Why aren't you supporting the girls' sports? That's actually the whole problem. Women's sports just aren't appealing to either sex. I mean, you would think, well, women would be excited about this. No, there are definitely some men that might still enjoy the game. Sure, there's some fundamentals. That's the argument you always hear is there's fundamentals. The fundamentals are better. All right, nobody's really interested in that. And if they were, obviously, the commercial interests would be slobbering all over themselves to promote and feature these events, these games, the leagues, right? I mean, trust me, corps are incredibly greedy. That's what this whole channel's about. It's pop culture entertainment is a business, right? Trying to make business sense of all of this. Well, it doesn't make any business sense. So Don Lemon even shares a common occurrence in sports bars and hotel lounges and other public places where sometimes, because somebody isn't paying attention, there'll be a women's game of some sort on. And there's always going to be somebody that'll go up and say, hey, can you change that over to X game featuring men? And it's not rare. Believe me, I've heard this happen dozens and dozens of times in my life, probably more than that. Oftentimes when this request is made, nobody objects. In fact, probably most people were ignoring it or didn't even notice that it was on. And on the rare occasion that maybe somebody, one or two people, react to that, the channel gets changed anyway because obviously there's more people interested in something that has broader appeal. There really is no widespread popularity in women's sports, so I'm tired that we're pretending that there is. The only time people get ginned up for these types of things is around tournaments or events. Absent that, it really is nothing more than filler for most of the channels that feature these games, especially on ESPN. These are all some very harsh truths, I know. Probably going to get a lot of flames on this one. But there are nothing but numbers to back up everything that I'm saying. Just the facts. Sorry. I'm going to drop some more numbers just for everybody to digest here, okay? The WNBA as a league has existed since 1996, although they didn't start formally playing until 1997, but since its founding day, it has never made any profit. Not $1. In fact, on average, the league loses $10 million per year. It does. This year, most recently, according to Adam Silver, the league lost $12 million. The worst thing that could happen to the league, or this particular league, the WNBA, would be transparency. But the Players Association for the WNBA is trying to force the issue. And I mean, I can get it. They don't like getting 20.5% of the revenue share versus the nearly 80% that the league gets, reportedly. It's not firm numbers. They want that transparency. This is going to make everybody look bad, especially the league and the players, and show that if it wasn't for the subsidies of the NBA, there is no business case to be made for. Yep, without the NBA, there would be no WNBA. So when arguments are launched that the league just needs support of corporations, big tech, networks, yada yada, that's laughable. After 26 years in existence, Why would anybody want to throw more good money after bad? Right now, you're being subsidized by a league that just doesn't need you, and you're nothing more than a line item. There's been no growth here, and recent events are not ingratiating a wider audience to your product. Let's face it, very anti-American, plus, the recent Griner thing and all of that. A ticket to a WNBA game is 5 times less expensive than an NBA game, but you can only pull in 1/3 of the attendance. That's not good. Worse yet, when the league tries to expand, like it's supposed to be doing this year, it misses the deadline. It was supposed to announce and added 1 or 2 franchises for 2024. Yet now, they won't be making it for their year-end timetable. The league hasn't grown from its 12 team size that it has now since 2008. In business, if something isn't growing, it's dying. This thing's been dying or on life support for a long, long time. And all of this can be summed up rather tidily. Women's sports do not have broad commercial or social appeal. Outside of tournaments and infrequent live events, special events, there's no money in them. None. So why do we have to keep pretending that there is? And I can't believe I'm going to say this on my own channel. Don Lemon said nothing wrong. Not one thing wrong. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the recent media flare-up and how the news cycle was handled around this? If you'd even heard of it. Was Don wrong to speak up here? And is there something valuable in all of this that I just can't see when it comes to women's sports? Let me know down in the comments section below. Hopefully we can work through this together. If you see something I don't, let me know. I'm sure I'm going to get comments about, young girls need to be able to look up the women in these sports areas. Sure, I see that. I just don't see a lot of people supporting that. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, please go out and support independent creators, other people who cover news items like this and other things similar, and of course, everywhere in between. Let them know that you appreciate them by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell for notifications, of course, turning all those on, liking the videos that they do, sharing the videos that they do, and of course, using the comments section because it drives the channel algorithmically. There's the word. And with that, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. And don't forget to check out my Rumble at rumble.com/CultureCasino.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts. Yay! Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.